Is a blanket, the fog is a shroud, lying so heavy and silent and proud. It's a yellow suit day, the cold smoke and rain drowning the city, dulling the pain. I can't see the lamppost, I can't see the street, just the wet black pavement beneath my feet. London is ghost-like, London is grey, waiting for someone to whisk it away. The great smog is breathing, it's thick and it's deep, while the secrets of Westminster finally sleep. A cello is weeping, the piano is slow, in the heart of the London of long, long ago. You can't find a shadow when the light is all gone. In the grey, sunless hours before the dawn. The red buses are frozen like beasts in the dark. Somewhere out there is the edge of the park, but the world is only 5 inches wide, with nowhere to run and with nowhere to hide. I'm breathing the sulfur, I'm breathing the dust, in a city of iron and a city of rust. A shadow passes by, but I don't see a face, just a ghost moving on at a desperate pace. Is that a church bell or just in my head? A prayer for the living, a song for the dead. The Thames is a whisper 100 yards down, flowing like ink through the veins of the town. I'll wrap my wool coat a bit tighter tonight and pray for a glimpse of a flickering light. But the fog only thickens, the fog only grows, and where it will end, heaven only knows. One last step forward, one last step back, into the heart of the yellow and black. Don't call my name, for I won't hear a sound beneath the thick mist where the silence is found. The cello is fading, the world is a blur, for him and for me, and for him and for her. The great smog has taken the memory away, leaving us here in the middle of grey. The river is oily, the river is black, and the things that it takes, it never brings back. Limehouse is sleeping in a cradle of rust, beneath the thick layer of harborside dust. The cranes are like giants, frozen in prayer, in the salt and the smoke of the East End air. I'm standing on the edge of the Limehouse reach, waiting for a lesson that the water can teach. The Docklands requiem, slow and it's cold, for the ships that were lost and the souls that were sold. The oboe is calling, the basses are grown, in a city of water and a city of stone. The Thames is a mirror of a lead-heavy sky, watching the ghosts of the barges go by. The warehouses whisper of tea and of silk in a fog that is thicker than January milk. But now they are empty, just hollow and wide, watching the turn of the London tide. I see a red lantern, a flickering ghost, guiding the way for the person I lost. But the river is greedy, the river is deep, with 1,001 of our secrets to keep. The mudlarks are gone and the sailors are home, leaving me here in the salt and the foam. The bell in the chapel is tolling so low, a rhythm for people with nowhere to go. I'll throw my old heart in the Limehouse mud and let the cold water replace all my blood. It's a graveyard of iron, a graveyard of wood, where the promises made were never quite good. The tide is coming in, the water is high, licking the piles where the old shadows lie. The oboe is fading, the bell is at rest, in the hollowed out cage of a Londoner's chest. So let the fog swallow the cranes and the pier, and wash away every last vestige of fear. The requiem's over, the river is still, under the force of the Thames' dark will. The presses are silent, the ink is all cold, and the stories of London are already told. Fleet Street is sleeping in a shroud of white paper, under the light of a flickering vapor. The ghosts of the headlines are haunting the hall, shadows of words etched on the wall. I'm typing a letter to a man with no name, in a city of secrets and a city of shame. The keys of the Remington click like a bone in a room where I'm standing entirely alone. Behind every window is a scandal or lie, waiting for a witness to live or to die. The scent of the newsprint is heavy and black, and the truth is a ghost that's not coming back. The lead in the eye and the dust in the ink, giving me too much time just to think. Just to think. A bell in the distance is tolling for 3. The only thing moving in the silence with me, the evening standard, is a rug on the floor, while a cold wind is blowing beneath the main door. I've buried the leads and I've buried the grief in the heart of a city that offers no relief. The paper is empty, the story is through, just like the promise I once gave to you. So pull out the sheet and put out the light, let the presses be still in the middle of night. The ink is a river that's starting to dry under the gaze of a Fleet Street sky. The tide bright as clicking is all that remains, mixed with the rhythm of the London rains. The headline is missing, the pages are white, fade into the fog of a newspaper night. Newspaper night. The serpentine's frozen, a mirror of lead, while the flowers of summer are withered and dead. Hyde Park is a desert of silver and white, in the heart of a long British winter night. The snow is a blanket for the scars of the war, covering things that we don't see anymore. My breath is a ghost in the freezing cold air, in a park that is empty and lonely and bare. Statues are statues, they don't have a word, not even the song of a wintering bird. The black iron gates are a cage for the dark, holding the silence in the center of the park. is already done. Now the snow is filling the prints of my feet, making the loneliness finally complete. A distant lamppost is a flickering star, showing me exactly how lonely we are. The vibraphone rings like a crystal on ice, a melody paid with a terrible price. Don't ask me to stay, and don't ask me to wait by the rusted out hinge of the Kensington gate. The white is a silence, the white is a dream, where nothing is ever as cold as it seems. So let the snow fall and let the wind blow over the city of the long ago. The cello is crying a frozen refrain to wash away every last vestige of pain. I'm lost in the park, I'm lost in the night, turning my back on the flickering light. The serpentine sleeping, the serpentine still, under the weight of the winter's cold will. Brick upon brick in a Stepney street, under the rhythm of the rain and the sleet. The ruins are hollow, the windows are blind, hiding the people that the world left behind. An accordion's playing a song for the poor, behind every locked and every bolted up door. The East End is weary, the East End is old, shaking with hunger and shaking with cold. I see the dark shadows on the cobblestone floor, walking past the ghost of a grocery store. The tea is all gone and the coal is all spent, in a city that's broken and a city that's bent. But the rain keeps on falling, the rain never stops, washing the soot from the chimney pot tops. It's a hard kind of jazz, a heavy set blue for the ones who have nothing and nothing to do. The ballroom is empty, the candles are out, leaving no room for a hope or a doubt. The ghost of the Savoy is dancing alone on a floor made of wax and a floor made of stone. The scent of gardenia, the scent of the ash after the party and after the crash. The mirrors are silver, the mirrors are cold, reflecting a story that's already old. I'm wearing a dress that was made for a queen in the finest theater that I've ever seen. But the music is scratchy, a ghost on the wire, burning away like a low settled fire. The waiter is a shadow, the drinks are all air, in a world that is no longer actually there. We waltz through the blitz and we waltz through the fear, but look at the silence that's gathered us here. The Thames is just outside the big glass doors, lapping away at the Savoy's white floors. The chandeliers tremble, a crystal refrain against the soft beat of the West End rain. One more glass of bubbles, one more glass of lies, before the blue light hits the morning time skies. The ghost of the Savoy is taking my hand, leading me into a shadow-filled land. So play me the waltz of the long-lost years, mixed with the salt of 1,000-fold tears. The trumpet is muted, a silver-tongued cry, under the dome of a London-lit sky. The party is over, the magic is spent, in the place where the beautiful the grey before the Savoy turns to ashes and clay. In the silence and gloom, echoing through this mahogany room, the library of shadows where history sleeps, while the rest of the city its agony keeps. The ink is all faded, the leather is torn, waiting for someone to be reborn. I'm reading the lines of a forgotten play, hiding myself from the light of the day. In the library of shadows, the clock is so slow, watching the ghosts of the long, long ago. A cello is breathing, a piano is deep, while the secrets of London are buried in sleep. Only the dust and the memories remain, pressed in the pages like flowers of pain. The ladder is creaking, the ceiling is high, under the weight of a scholar's sky. I'm looking for answers that aren't on the shelf, trying to find the old map of myself. The Roman, the Saxon, the king and the queen, they're all just a part of the silent machine. But my name is missing, my story is blank, like a ghost in the vault of a forgotten bank. I hear a footstep in the corridor far, under the light of a dim, dusty star. Is it a librarian or just a regret, coming to tell me I'm not finished yet? The shadows are long and they're heavy as lead, written by hands that are centuries dead. I'll stay in the silence, I'll stay in the dark, without a candle and without a spark. The clock strikes the hour, a hollow refrain against the soft rhythm of the London rain. The books are my lovers, the books are my walls, in the beautiful chill of these hallowed halls. So close the cover and put out the light, let me be lost in the library tonight. The cello is fading, the ink is all dry, under the gaze of a dead author's eye. down a staircase in a Soho street, away from the rain and the cold and the sleet. The cellar is warm and the cellar is dim, a refuge for her and a refuge for him. The trumpet is muted, a silver refrain, trying to muffle the sound of the rain. The gin is a comfort, the smoke is a haze, in the middle of London's most desolate days. The Soho Jazz cellar after the light, the only heartbeat in the middle of night. A muted trumpet, a bass in the dark, searching the room for a flickering spark. Just a velvet cage and a slow motion beat, while the fog is consuming the Piccadilly street. Every face is a shadow, every eye is a blur, for him and for her and for him and for her. We're all just survivors of a long, heavy year, drinking our courage and drowning our fear. The pianist is playing a song with no name, while the candle is fighting a losing ground flame. Don't ask for the news, don't ask for the time, in a world that is rhythm, and a world that is rhyme. The walls are all damp and the ceiling is low, but this is the only place that we know where the blue note is king and the silence is queen. In the finest cathedral that I've ever seen, the trumpet is crying a low register blue, for everything false and for everything true. The world is outside, but the world is away in the smoky reprieve of a Soho cafe. So play it again, play it soft, play it deep, before the whole city is falling asleep. The night is a gift and the night is a sin, in the state that this London of ours is in. The bass is a pulse and the trumpet is done, waiting for the rise of a cold London sun. The Soho Jazz cellar, our secret, our home, under the weight of the Westminster Dome. wind off the water is biting and keen on the coldest bridge that I've ever seen. Waterloo Bridge with its arches of stone, where two people stand, but they're both all alone. The mist is a curtain, the mist is a wall, waiting for one of the lovers to fall. We promised to meet when the war was all done, but look at the damage that's already won. The last promise made on the Waterloo rail, in a city that's silent and weary and pale. The oboe is calling, the strings are a sigh, under the arch of the iron grey sky. The Thames is a witness, the Thames is a grave for every last word that we didn't quite save. I see the dark water, I see the dark swirl, a long way away from the dream of a girl. You're wearing a coat that is tattered and thin, while the cold of the river is soaking right in. We're staring at Big Ben, but the hands never move. There's nothing to say, and there's nothing to prove. The promise is broken, the promise is dead, leaving us nothing but silence instead. Do you remember the night in the raid? The price that we thought we had already paid. Now we're liberated, now we are free, but you're just a stranger standing by me. The bridge is a desert, the bridge is a line between your old life and the one that is mine. So let go of my hand and let go of the ghost, before we both lose what we needed the most. The fog is returning to swallow the pier, washing away every hope and every fear. I'll walk to the north and you'll walk to the south, with the taste of the river like ash in the mouth. Waterloo Bridge, you're a beautiful lie, built to be broken under this sky. The strings are a memory, the oboe is gone, leaving us here for the grey London dawn. steam is rising through the iron floor. I'm standing where I've stood 1,000 times before. My suitcase is heavy, my heart is a stone, leaving the only life that I've ever known. The platform is empty, the whistle is low, the shadows are telling me it's time to go. Victoria tonight, moving away from the flickering light. The fog is a blanket, the river is deep, and London is falling forever to sleep. I see your face in the glass of the door, but you're not the man that I loved anymore. The rhythm of iron, the rhythm of rain, trying to drown out the sound of the pain. One-way ticket to the edge of the dark, without a fire and without a spark. Victoria tonight, moving away from the flickering light. The fog is a blanket, the river is deep, and London is falling forever to sleep. Goodbye to the city, goodbye to the grave. Wrap me in velvet, wrap me in gray, before the last last memory fades all the way. The streetlights are ghosts in a world made of mist, tracing the shadows of the lovers who kissed. London is dreaming, and I'm dreaming too, of a sky that was once a beautiful blue. It's only the fog, it's only the light, drifting away in the middle of night. No more tomorrow, no more regret, just the things that we haven't forgotten yet. The river is calling, the river is still, under the weight of the winter's cold will. Put out the candle, turn off the mind, leaving the noise of the city behind. The story is over, the ink is all dry, under the gaze of a London-born sky. Just the fog, nothing but the fog. The river is a mirror of a cold black sky, watching the lights of the city go by. It flows so steady and it flows so deep, while the secrets of London are buried in sleep. I'm standing on the edge of the stone-cold pier, leaving my sorrow and leaving my fear. Flow on, black water, take me away, far The guitar is a whisper, the night is a sigh. Under the arch of the London sky. The fog is rising from the muddy bed, like a soft white pillow for a weary head. The saxophone is calling from across the stream, the final note of a broken dream. Wrap me in velvet, let the current be slow. There's nowhere else for a shadow to go. The guitar is a whisper, the night is a sigh. Under the arch of the London sky. Deep and slow, let it go.